Hello Year 8 and welcome to today's lesson. Now we're going to begin with a bit of a riddle. We have a mango on the front page there. Hopefully you knew that was a mango. I've had some very strange fruits that kids have said before. So how did a mango lead to the execution of Charles I? If you've got an idea, jot it down on a piece of paper now and we'll test your theory in a moment. Pause the video and write down your theory. Now, go ahead and put the title, How did a mango lead to Charles losing the English Civil War? So today we are thinking all about the reasons why Charles lost. Now go on to Show My Homework and download the card sheet that gives you information on each of the different reasons why Charles lost. Read through this first of all. Pause the video here in order to do so. So how does a mango relate to the end of the Civil War? Well, mango is a helpful device to help you remember the different reasons that led to Charles losing the war. So the reasons he lost are money, allies, the new model army, generals and officers. That altogether spells out mango, as you can see down the side of the screen there. So when you come to revise this, just think mango. Let's talk through each of these different reasons first of all then. Now, in order to fight a war, you need money. You need money to pay your soldiers and to equip your soldiers, to buy them armour, weapons, munitions. So, one big problem Charles had was that he did not have enough money. Now, Parliament tended to have its supporters in the south. Now, the south is always the richest part of England. In particular, they had East Anglia, which was wealthy, and they had the capital, London. Charles tended to draw his support from the north, a poorer area. And although gentlemen did support him, eventually, as the war wore on, his supporters ran out of money. So basically, the parliamentary army was better funded than Charles's. And that was one of the key reasons it won. A second key reason it won was it had more allies. Now, an ally is a friend or somebody who is willing to support you. Now, you would have thought Charles would be able to draw upon European support. After all, he's got a French wife. Can't he just ask the French to help out? Well, although Charles had big expectations that he would get support from Europe and from the other kings who wouldn't want to see a fellow monarch overthrown, this never actually materialised into any armies coming over to England to help him out. So he didn't really seem to have many allies. In contrast, the parliamentarians had allies in Scotland. They were known as the Scottish Covenanters, and they had the support of the Navy, and this was important in helping them win. Thirdly, the parliamentarians were really good at innovating and changing to create a new kind of modern army. Now, this army was very powerful and it was given its own name. It was called the New Model Army. It was the first really disciplined army of the time. It was made up of extremely motivated men. So they were very godly. They believed that they were fighting for their Protestant God. Lots of them were very Puritan. and they thought that God was on their side. So they were very determined to fight against the king. A motivated army, of course, is always a good army. The New Model Army also had the added benefit of great generals. For example, Oliver Cromwell was a famous leader of the New Model Army. Now, in contrast, the King's Army often had men chosen because of their connection to their king or because of their noble birth rather than their leadership skills. The New Model Army, you became the leader by being good at your job, not by being born rich. So the New Model Army, the parliamentarians, had better leadership. And that was at general level, so the very top of the army, and at officer level, so lower down. All of these different things contributed to the king losing the war and the parliamentarians winning. What I'd like you to do today is to copy down the cards into the correct category. So put each category as a subtitle, like I've done here, and then underneath bullet point the cards that are to do with allies or money underneath. If you can, put those into your own words rather than simply copying down the card. And lastly, I would like you to think about which is the most important reason why Charles lost the Civil War. Is it because of the money? He just wasn't very well funded? Is it because he lacked the foreign allies he thought he'd have? Can you please explain in a full P paragraph what is the most important reason why Charles lost the war?